Hello, and my apologies. I recorded a 20-minute video that got cut off, and when I resumed the reading, I thought that 20-minute video had saved, and it did not. So, I'm going to not give you another 20 minutes, but I'm going to briefly walk you through what you missed. So the cards are already out. The spread has already been pulled. In the initial video, I'm going to turn this around. I showed you my spread, all of the cards that I'm working with today. I walked you through the crystals that I use and the meaning behind all of them, and really showed you my process with incorporating my faith with traditions and rituals with tarot. I'm going to briefly redo that, but not as extensively for time's sake, which is probably better for you because it was 20 minutes. All right, so as you can see, there are some stones. These are chakra stones that I placed on top of the decks, and I don't do that every time, but today that felt right. There are stones for purity, stones for healing, stones for wealth and prosperity, a stone for strength, a stone for courage, stones for love, and a stone to absorb negative energy. Again, I have this beautiful crystal rosary bead, and that is straight from Waterford, Ireland. I have sage that was burning, and I did actually pause the video to extinguish the sage because I was afraid my smoke detector was going to go off because it was pluming. So this is your spread today, and I will walk you back through it. There were so many messages and readings that came through, but I'm going to do my best to reinterpret them and give you just as much love and passion as the first time. And here is how we began our reading. We began with 3 drops of holy water. Obviously the sign of the cross. And I read this very long grouping of 3 prayers for protection. We prayed to St. Michael the Archangel. We did a prayer against every evil. And then we did a prayer asking heaven to help us with answers and guidance pertaining to these cards and the card readings, and put up protections. And this is a prayer that I do before every reading, just to make sure that we are channeling the right voices, energies. You know, I don't humor anything negative or evil. That's not what this is about. So this is your spread. So we're going to start here in your first card. This is for your overall energy of the reading. This is an oracle card, and it's talking about action. And what I loved about this card is the colors, the vibrancy of it, and it's coming from the heart space. So what I'm getting from here is it's telling you to take action, that it's time. Whatever is on your heart, whatever you're passionate about, that project that you always wanted to do. Maybe you were a dancer as a child and you wish you could get back up on point again. Take that action. Make that painting. Create. The first card out of your deck is the Lovers, and this is in your past position. So this is talking about a partnership, and it was a beautiful partnership. Whether it was a romantic partnership or a friendship, it was something beautiful. But this card here in your present is saying it didn't serve you anymore. And that hurt. That hurt the people you left and hurt you. And you're sitting and you're contemplating, did I make the right decision? I didn't mean to hurt him, but you had to. And maybe it wasn't anything of malice. Maybe it wasn't, words of harm. Maybe it was, it's time. It's time to move on. It's time to strengthen myself. It's time that I'm alone. It's time that I take what doesn't serve me anymore and remove it from my life. All those toxic energies. And maybe in a time and place in your life, it was beautiful and that's what you needed. But right now in your present time, that's not what you need anymore. And it was time that you picked up, no matter how hard it hurt you, no matter how hard it may have hurt others. You have to do what was best for you and move on. Moving into your present and your future position though, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and this is beautiful. It's so hopeful that you're going to heal, you're going to recover. The Ace of Pentacles talks about a new opportunity of wealth, of your physical world, tangible things. So it's all going to work out. And one thing that I said was, for some of you, this could mean family or friends. Maybe you are faced with the decision of having to leave the ones you love behind in order to go find more stable employment. And you have to follow that job because there's a pandemic and you take what you can get. And it hurts, but it'll be okay. It will be okay. Looking on the bottom row here, you have this Five of Wands, and this is a challenge. This is a competition. This is a conversation with your friends. This is a debate. This isn't anything that is going to cause physical pain. This isn't lasting. This is, they're not wands. There are wands. They're not swords. Where swords get into your mind. Swords hurt physically. These are wands. These are passions. These people are all passionate about something and maybe they disagree. But it's not going to break the relationship. Just know that. This isn't a card that is going to last long. It could be playful. It could be, challenging one another's intellect. Playing the devil's advocate. That's what this card's all about. This next card, and this is in your present position, this is talking about loyalty. It's talking about charity. It's talking about community. So maybe it could be time for you to reemerge yourself into the community. Maybe you're adopting a dog. Maybe you are so loyal that you cut ties from friends. And it's time that you go back and you say, hey, I'm sorry. Maybe you're seeking advice from an elder. What do I do now? What do I do now? This is a card of opening your heart and also opening your pocketbook. It's the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles means you have everything that you need financially. So what's missing? You're loyal. You seem stable. But what are you thinking about? What is missing in your life? Only you can answer that. Going into your future position, you have the Four of Wands. Oh, and I love this card. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck. The Four of Wands is your wish fulfillment. 1111, make a wish. It's stability. It's everything that you need. All of the fruits of your labor are building your foundation. This is your house. This is your stability. This is where you're going. You're going to financial, physical stability. So whatever you have to do, whatever is in your past that you had to bite the bullet and get rid of, you're getting rid of what once served you, no longer serves you. Maybe you just had too many disagreements. There was too much drama in the group or with your partner. And it was time to say, I'm sorry, I have to move on. And maybe you were seeking guidance from those that you loved and you want to be loyal, but your heart tells you you've got to keep moving forward. You've got to do it, because once you do, once you take that step, that hard step forward, this is where you're going. This is where you're going. You're going to get that job. You're going to get that promotion. You're going to get that house. You're going to live that dream. And that's where we jump into the second part, which is talking about the overall energy of this spread, which is the Six of Cups, which takes you back to your roots, back to your childhood, back to who you are in your purest self. Who were you meant to be? What were you meant to accomplish? What were you meant to do? And that is where you're headed. And once you figure that out, once you get there, all of this is yours. And then some. And then some. So we will go into part 2, but this is just a quick synopsis of what unfortunately we missed in part 1. I cut it 12 minutes instead of 20 minutes, so you're welcome. It was much more detailed before, but hopefully this speaks to your heart and gives you insight. Excuse me. And now we will proceed onto the rest of this reading with part 2. That's going to sum it all up. So until then, peace, love, and light, and all things holy.